evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm Sam Smith, Senior Sales Executive and a Master at Financial Literacy. On this topic of Let's Be Smarter with Money, we're going to be talking about how your money is power. Look, in this country that is arguably the largest economy in the world, nothing in this country changes any acquisitions, any innovation, business opportunity, all of it moves around the dollar, pardon me. So for anyone who lives in a food desert or feel like your community isn't giving you the things that you need, as opposed to getting in your car and driving to the next community to get what you need, how about getting together with your neighbors? You all coming together and going down to your local produce, corner store, or bodega and talking to that owner and saying, hey, look, we want to do business with you because you're in our community, and giving them a way to earn your business and your retention. Now, maybe he or she, that business owner, does nothing, but what if they do something? Now you save time and money doing business in your community. Look, Congress said that your dollar now is freedom of speech. And when I think about that, I think about the constant narrative of frustration that's around taxes and how taxes are cumulative. An example, in most Black affluent neighborhoods, you have schools that aren't aligned with the residents there. And instead of those residents coming together, everyone just sends their kids to private schools. Now, what does that solve? Imagine if the community came together, sat down with the principal and say, hey, we want our kids to attend this school. However, we want the level of education to meet, and we're gonna bring our resources in. I think that's more helpful, and it combats the problem as opposed to just going somewhere else where in reality, your tax dollars are still going to that neighborhood school. Now, again, with money being our way of having power, I think about, have you ever been outside the world? You know, I would argue America has probably the poorest quality of food. Now, imagine if we all collectively came together and in a month stopped buying these processed foods that we continue to consume. I guarantee you someone would notice it. Now, anything we do in life requires sacrifice. But if you look at sacrifice as giving up something good for something better, and something good like the taste of processed foods, and something better, the healthy foods that are going to be more beneficial in the long run, we can get some results. And when I think about, using your money as power and getting those results, we have to give the people that we're asking of this time to provide those results. I'll give you an example. In 2024, Chick-fil-A came out and said they're no longer providing non-antibiotic chicken. Now, it's a win for Chick-fil-A because you're not gonna pay anything less, even though you're getting a lesser quality of chicken. But imagine if a forum came together online and said, hey, Chick-fil-A, we're gonna give you 2 years to reverse this. Chick-fil-A wins and the consumer wins because Chick-fil-A stays profitable and eventually the consumer gets a better quality of chicken. Look, as long as we continue to be comfortable and never look at our money as power, we're gonna continue to be at the mercy of those who essentially may have the power, the businesses, the corporations, the people who are putting other priorities over serving their customers. In this war, every dollar is a soldier. And we have to stop allowing the dopamine and complacency to be the reason or how we choose to approach things. Look, I know it's difficult. If you don't feel like your money is power, then use your vote. But there's always something you can do as opposed to just accepting what the outcome is. If you want something better, then you have to do something that you haven't done before. Again, when I think about the tax situation, everyone complains about taxes, but are you holding these sources that get your tax dollars accountable? How many people are talking to their alderperson? How many of those people in your communities are holding the people who's supposed to keep your neighborhood looking presentable? Are you holding those sources accountable? Look, your money is power, but as long as we look at it like, let's just keep going on with the day of working our job and spending our money, we're never gonna get the fulfillment and the results that we're really looking for. So I would say moving forward, have a plan. Wherever your dollar goes, make sure the businesses that you're doing business with value your dollar. If you pay taxes, make sure you're holding those sources accountable. But again, look at your money as power, because every dollar means something. Every dollar benefits something, and every dollar can combat whatever these problems are that you may have in life. Again, my name is Sam Smith. Thank you for looking and viewing Let's Be Smarter with Money. Have a good one.